Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now you might be thinking, wow, this got a bit tactical for the piece of content that I was expecting. Now for the rest of this rig, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be looking at the Agilite K0 later this week. Hopefully this should be coming out on Sunday content on Moorlander Tactical, and here on Moorlander EDC we'll be looking at the Agilite backpack. However, what we are going to have a quick look at today is what's at the bottom here, which is the 6-pack, which is a small pack that fits below here, but we're just going to have a look at this today separately. So let's take a closer look at the Agilite 6-pack. Now, as we usually do, we'll go through some materials, some sizes and some of the features of this. So as far as your materials, this is made from a 500D Cordura, which is renowned within our kind of sector and many other sectors actually. It's renowned for its toughness, especially for packs and bags in a kind of military setting. But what we've found over the last decade or so is that is being used more and more often in consumer items, although this is designed predominantly to be worn as a FUPA kind of dangler pack on the front of on the front of a plate carrier or a rig. This can be used for other EDC kind of uses. Now, as far as the colours are concerned, there's black, coyote, this is the Ranger Green, which I'm quite a big fan of Ranger Green, I like that colour, and then there is also a multicam version of it as well. All of the zippers on here are YKK zippers, all of the plastics, these are the Duraflex plastics, which are really nice. As far as the plastics are concerned actually, so generally the way, actually no, let's get back to measurements as such as well. So it is a 1.8 litre pack, and it comes in at 9.6 inches by 4.3 inches by 2.7 inches, and comes in just at around about 154 grams for the whole thing. Now, I think for that doesn't include the belt that comes with this. I think that is just the weight of the actual pack itself. When you've added the belt to it, it's probably adding maybe an extra 20, maybe 30 grams. It's certainly not much at all. The main construction of this is made from that Cordura. The Velcro on the back, now I know a lot of time we talk about hook and loop because it's not actually Velcro, but this is genuine Velcro. There is a small Agilite logo here on the top. All of your zippers are YKK zippers. They're the reversed stitched type, so there's less kind of open zip at the front, but when I open these up and see on the inside, they are the newer RC style zips that YKK brought out. What was that now? How long have the YKK? I think they must have been out at least 5 years, maybe even more. But rather than using the single tooths, the way in which the teeth they kind of overlapped over each other, it just means that they're a lot less snag prone. Now, I would say that YKK zippers, I'm probably talking way too much about zips now, but YKK are really the best that are out there, and the newer RC versions are even less snaggy than the other ones. And then you have some mil-spec webbing, which really is the webbing that goes round for this band. Now, when you get this, it does come complete with this. The way this attaches to your plate carrier, well, I keep looking down there because it's down there on the floor, but on the front here, your placard system lifts up, as most of these attach like that. Then on the rear here, so you have this hook and loop panel, and all you'll do is you can lift that up, slot it underneath your placard system and pull that down, and that will hold that in place. But when that's not being used, it will easily stow away here at the back, specifically done so that the hook, or at least the loop, is on the outside, so it's not snagging on any of your clothing or anything like that, when it's either on your hip or on your chest. And then here across the bottom, so there is an additional loop on this that comes through to the back. This is mainly designed so that when you do have it on your rig, that if you want to attach chem lights or I forgot the word, a tourniquet, then you can add that to this as well. Maybe a small med pack so that it's all there. Now on the back of here, which is that loop that comes down, you have a lot of this really tough mil spec elastic on there, so if you did want to pass something through it, then it will make sure that that's held into place. Before we look at the inside, so on the front there is another strip here which is more of that Velcro, so if you want to put something on there, then of course you can do. If you're using this for EDC, you've got a nice morale patch or something, you can put it on there. If you're using this for something else, you know, maybe you want to put there's, well, you know, whatever it is that you're keeping in there. On the back, now I did mention that, and then on either side you then have these two loops. So the way that the strap comes on here, it has one of these split buckles, so you can pull that off, but when you want to make sure that it's on there, then it just passes through. Actually quite easy. See, I say quite easy to get on, and then I try and do it whilst on camera. There you go, it's on. These are really good, they're locked into place. If you want to wear it so that, as is kind of that fashion nowadays, if you want to wear it here on the front, it's there. It does a very good job of that. But you can also wear this around your waist. If you're after, as far, you know, how long this will go, I'll leave the exact measurement here, but you do have some adjustment on here, so let's see how long we can actually make this. Just coming back here, hopefully you can see, you know, it does get pretty big. If it is something that you want, I'm 5'10", and it kind of sits on my waist now like a man bag kind of thing. But yeah, it does get very big, just in case there's people out there that want to, but I'll put the exact measurements down there. Now as far as the features, or at least, you know, the compartments on this, there are two compartments. There's your main compartment, and then there is a smaller zipped off section here. The pulls on these are really nice. So the smaller pocket has one of these cat tongue style pulls on it, which has some nice Agilite branding on here. Open this up, and it's great for just things like your wallet, your keys, I don't know, a Snickers, anything like that you can put into there. And then you have double ambi open, which I think is great. They could have just done this with one, but again, making sure that whether you're a lefty or a righty, and giving you as much options to make this as versatile as possible. You have two of these large paracord loops. Now they do, yeah, so this is your 550 paracord, but what they've done is they've took the center, I've got my voice then. They've took the center strands out of this, so it's just the exterior of that. Pulled that out, and then they've put one of these heat sinks on there, so very easy to get whether you're wearing gloves or not wearing gloves. But that opens out, it zips all the way across the front, so it's as wide as it possibly can be, and then on the inside here across the back you have this large Velcro section. I guess if you wanted to, this could be used for CCW, just as an idea. So this is kind of your Glock 18, Glock 17 size. It fits in. Let's close this up. But really, you're probably looking at a compact, subcompact kind of size if you did want to conceal a firearm in here, if you're in an area of the world that you can do that. But you'll be able to withdraw with the hook and loop on the back again, should you need to, or again, you know, if you're in an area of the world that you can do that. If not, if you want to put some organization in here, there are lots of solutions from a lot of different companies for smaller hook and loop organization panels that you can just drop straight into this and have it across the back. On the inside, on the front, actually let's just turn it inside out. Here we go, turn this inside out now. So there's the back. There's that large hook and loop section, which again you can attach maybe spare magazines to, again if that's something that you choose to use if you are using this for CCW. And then on the front here, this would be the front if you know, this was the right way around. You then have some additional PALS webbing. Now I say PALS webbing in the fact that it's got those, it's 1 inch by, what's the gap in it? Oh, what is the gap in it? I think it's 1.5 inches, isn't it? Is that the gap? That's the gap between the rows. Mine went blank there for a second, but it's your fairly kind of PALS webbing sections for this. But rather than being a strong mil-spec webbing, instead it's actually a strong mil-spec elastic. So if you did want to put more things into here, whether, well, whatever it is, Tic Tacs or maybe even other magazines, again if you choose to carry it like that. Now looking around here as well, hopefully you'll be able to see all of the stitching around the outside. Everything in here is reinforced. On the hardware areas, it's either double stitched or triple stitched. Here on the side where you've got those loops that attach on there, you've got these bar tacks on there which, you know, are ridiculously strong. Attention to detail is what you get with Agilite as well. All of the stitching on here is as straight as a die. There's no, I say there's no, okay, there's one here that's like maybe 2 inches long. 2 inches, sorry, about 2 millimeters long. But other than that, there's no phrase or anything on here. Last thing to point out as well, so on the inside you also have a small grommet on here. Should this get water into it, that grommet will allow water to pass out of it, and well, if there's water in there, it's not going to keep whatever's in there that's dry, but it will mean that any water that's in there will come out. I need to triple check. I'm sure on the website it said that there was a DWR coating on this, and then on the inside it also looks like it's coated on the inside as well, just to make sure that whatever you've got in there is nice and dry. They aren't AquaGuard zips on here. So if you're in a pinch and it's a light rain, it will keep things dry to some extent. If you're caught out for a prolonged period of time in prolonged rain, or it's just one of those monsoon style showers, then the quicker you get out of the rain, the better. So yeah, as previously mentioned, so you can wear this either as a sling pack, which I've just realised that I've kind of opened all of this back out again. As I've been testing this when it's not been on part of my rig or part of my plate carrier, I've been using it just like this, and it works very well as an EDC everyday style sling chest bag, and yeah, really good. Now one thing that I will say is, and it's one thing that just through testing this stuff, Agilite gear really is next level. Their attention to detail on a lot of these items, and hopefully again, so later on this week, hopefully on Sunday, Moorlander Tactical will be looking at the Agilite K0, and then on here on Moorlander EDC we'll be looking at the AMAP, the AMAP 3, sorry. So yeah, we'll be bringing you a lot more on these later this week. So yeah, so there you go. Now what I'll do is I will leave some links below so that you can see more from Agilite, and they also, actually, this is, I don't usually mention if they've got YouTube accounts, but Agilite also have a YouTube channel where they go into a lot of the research, the development that they've put into a lot of their gear. It's actually really interesting having that behind the scenes look at the thought process. Agilite themselves are really community driven, so they take a lot of feedback from the armed forces, from the special operations teams, from the Israeli armed forces, and you know, so on as all the other people there as well, and even just through kind of, you know, the community that are outside of the forces, and that's exactly what they use as far as, you know, how they develop theirs. So it's great to see. It's actually really good. So I'll leave their links below, but I'll also leave a link to their YouTube channel here on YouTube. Yeah, I'll also leave some of my social media links so you can see me here on both Moorland EDC and my sister channel Moorland Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba. But oh, did I mention? I don't think I did. Lots of really good cable management. It's good to see. It's annoying when companies don't do this. Everybody should be thinking about cable management. Cable management lives matter all the time. Ba-da-ba. See, although I've said this many times before, I was dropped as a child, so I am right-handed, but I do lots of things left-handed. I guess if this was CCW, it would have to be this way so that I could reach in with my right hand. But a lot of the bags that I carry left-handed. I guess it would still work, but it's more of a reach over, which doesn't kind of do that. The internal workings of a Moorlander's mind. We're a strange breed. You could probably say that a lot about British people, but we Moorlanders, we're a breed unto ourselves. Ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Bye. Ba-da. So there you go. I think it's Wednesday. This should be coming out on Wednesday. Hope you're all having a good hump day. Ba-da-ba. See.